All right, Knicks Nation, we need to talk. Because winning a championship doesn't mean the target on our backs disappears. If anything, it just got bigger. And I don't think enough people are talking about who's actually gunning for us next season. So let's get into it. And if you agree with me by the end of this, smash that like button. Because trust me, this is a conversation worth having. Here's the thing nobody wants to admit. When you're on top, everybody wants a piece of you. Every team in this league is circling the calendar for their shot at the champs. And it's not just about beating the Knicks as a team. It's personal. It's about beating Jalen Brunson. Because right now, like it or not, Brunson is a measuring stick. He's the guy other players are comparing themselves to. He's the guy other fan bases are furious they have to watch lift that trophy instead of their own guy. So today I want to break down 3 players who I genuinely believe are going to treat next season like it's personal business with Brunson. Not just basketball. Personal. Let's start with the most obvious one, and honestly, the one that should scare us the most if we're being real with ourselves. Victor Wembanyama. Now think about this for a second. San Antonio built their entire future around this kid. Every scout, every executive, every fan in that organization has been dreaming about the day Wemby leads them to a title. And what happened? Brunson and the Knicks stood in the way. Wemby didn't just lose a game. He lost the biggest stage of his career so far, and he lost it to a 6'2" point guard who's supposedly too small, too slow, not athletic enough. All the narratives people love to throw at Brunson. Imagine being 7'4", generationally gifted, and getting outwilled by a guy who wasn't even a lottery pick. You think Wembanyama is going to forget that? Absolutely not. He's going to spend this entire offseason getting stronger, getting faster, getting meaner. And when San Antonio and New York cross paths again, that is not going to be a normal regular season game. That's going to be revenge basketball. And honestly, I respect it. But I also think Brunson eats that up. He loves being doubted. So bring it on, Wemby. We'll be ready. Now let's talk about a rivalry that honestly should be circled on every Knicks fan's calendar the second the schedule drops. Tyrese Halliburton. Look, I know the Pacers had a rough season. Injuries wrecked them. But let's not pretend that erases what happened before that. The last time Halliburton was healthy and locked in against these Knicks, he beat us. He took New York apart in a way that still stings if you were watching. So don't let one down year fool you into thinking this rivalry is dead. It's not dead. It's dormant. And dormant rivalries have a way of exploding back to life. And can we talk about the fact that these two literally had a face-off in the wrestling ring? I'm not making this up. Halliburton himself compared this rivalry to some of the most heated feuds in WWE history. When a guy is comparing his beef with you to a pro wrestling storyline, that tells you everything you need to know about how personal this has gotten. Indiana might genuinely be the last real obstacle standing between the Knicks and being considered the undisputed kings of this league. And Halliburton knows it. He's going to come back next season with something to prove, and I don't think we should sleep on that for 1 second. All right, quick pause. If you're still with me, drop a comment right now and tell me which of these rivalries you're most excited to watch unfold. Wemby, Halliburton, or the next name I'm about to bring up. I read every single comment, so let me know, because I want to hear your takes too. Okay, third guy, and this one might surprise some of you, but hear me out. Tyrese Maxey. I know. Some of you are probably yelling at your screen right now saying it should be LeBron or maybe Jalen Brown or some other big name. And sure, those guys have pride too. But think about who actually got humiliated on the biggest stage. Philadelphia didn't just lose to the Knicks. They got swept, wiped off the floor, sent packing, without even the dignity of stealing one single game. That's not just a loss. That's an embarrassment that follows you into the summer, into every workout, into every interview where reporters ask you about it. Maxey is the engine of that Sixers team. He's the one who has to look in the mirror and know that his team wasn't even competitive against the champs. That kind of thing doesn't just go away. That builds motivation. That builds rage. And I genuinely believe Maxey is going to come back next season playing like a man with something to prove, specifically against Brunson and this Knicks roster. Philly fans, I know you're not going to want to hear this, but your guy has extra fuel in the tank now, and it's aimed directly at New York. So there you have it. 3 players, 3 completely different situations, but all pointing at the same target. Jalen Brunson and the New York Knicks. And honestly, as a fan, I love this. I love that we're the team everybody wants to knock off now. That's what being a champion means. You stop being the underdog story and you become the villain in everybody else's story. Every single one of these guys is going to circle their games against us on the calendar. Every single one of them is going to bring their absolute best because losing to Brunson clearly does something to a guy's confidence. But here's my honest take, and you can disagree with me in the comments if you want. I don't think it matters. I think Brunson has been doubted his entire career. Too small, too slow, not a real number one option, all of it. And every single time somebody tries to prove him wrong, he just finds another gear. So Wemby can get bigger. Halliburton can get healthier. Maxey can get angrier. I don't think it changes the outcome. I think Brunson thrives in exactly this kind of environment, being the guy everybody's chasing. But I want to know what you think. Are we sleeping on one of these rivalries? Is there a name I completely missed that should be higher on this list? Let me know down in the comments, because this channel is nothing without this community, and I genuinely want to hear from real Knicks fans about how you're seeing this. If this video got you fired up even a little bit, do me a favor and hit that like button before you go. It genuinely helps this channel grow, and it lets me keep making more content like this. And if you haven't already, subscribe, because we got a lot more breakdowns coming as we get closer to next season. Knicks fans, we didn't get here by being liked. We got here by being champions. So let every single one of these guys come with everything they've got. Let's see what happens. Thanks for watching. Drop your thoughts below. Hit that like button, and I'll see you in the next one.